principles stress that change can be embraced in an economically sensible way, that adapting to change in the plan is better than conforming to the wrong plan, and that multiple concurrent learning and feedback loops should be utilized with options kept open as long as possible to make the best decision. We see these principles in action with Actronica. Actronica creates haptic experiences by integrating touch-sensitive screen processors into other companies' hardware, automobiles, phones, video games, and other consumer products. Haptizing an existing product is an interesting challenge, and it requires dedicated collaboration between Actronica and its stakeholders. Actronica designers understand that change is a natural part of the design process. They use Onshape to share the iterations of their designs with colleagues, vendors, customers, and partners to make sure they're on the right track and to avoid the "that's not what I meant" reaction at the end of the design process. As you know, with Onshape, this is as simple as sharing a link with whomever you want to review the design. This iterative process has created a much smoother design and collaboration process for Actronica. Onshape has features that help Actronica and all of our customers make change a more natural part of product development. For example, Onshape's branching, comparing, and merging features, which are totally unique in the world of CAD, are the perfect enabler for agile processes because they encourage experimentation and concurrent learning to allow companies to be as adaptable as possible. All this experimentation can happen without impacting the original design, yet it's super easy to incorporate all the good ideas the team comes up with back into the base design. Onshape really honors that core agile principle that change should be viewed as a natural part of the product development process, and we should embrace it rather than discourage it. If you embrace change, it puts you on an easy path to our third theme, which is prioritizing product quality. In a phase gate or waterfall process, quality is most often prioritized at the end of the development process, perhaps when you get to the test phase. But problems discovered here are very expensive. Agile allows us to design quality in from the very beginning and to test it at every step along the way. Rather than rely on long-lived assumptions, Onshape lets you validate design approaches quickly through simple collaboration with a customer, supplier, or other stakeholder. So in the earliest design iterations, you already know if the customer thinks you're headed in the right direction. With Onshape's soon-to-be released simulation capabilities, which you'll hear more about today, you can test the product every day rather than wait until the design is finished, hand it off to another team, and then learn all the reasons why it won't work. A great example of prioritizing product quality is the company High5. High5 develops affordable, high-functioning prosthetic hands. You can understand right away why product quality and value are so important. Expectations for a prosthetic hand can vary from person to person, so High5 prioritizes user feedback early and often. In the interest of achieving the highest possible quality, Onshape enables High5 to experiment with different variations and to validate them with the team before merging them into the main design. Now, the examples I've shared today are from companies who are living the principles of agile product development. You're seeing it in action, and it's very powerful. It is a real competitive advantage. One day, I bet every company will work this way. In software, it's already happened. You're either working the agile way, or your colleagues think you're a dinosaur. But on the hardware side, you Onshape users are the pioneers, showing the world it can be done while creating an advantage for your companies in the process. Just like mobile phones, the internet, or high-def TV, changes like this happen gradually, then suddenly. I believe this one's about to tip. Seeing what you're all capable of doing only reinforces the optimism and commitment that we at PTC have for Onshape. It's a significant element of our strategy. It's a foundational part of our Velocity business unit, and it's a transformational tool that's changing the market forever. We're looking forward to 2022 being another great year for Onshape. I'd like to thank you all again for your support of Onshape and for attending Onshape Live 22. I enjoy meeting and working with our customers, and I hope that COVID fades and many of our paths will cross in this next year. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the rest of today's event. Loretta, back to you.
Thanks, Jim. Our next speaker is a legend in the CAD industry. He's one of the original co-founders of Onshape, and he now leads the Onshape business unit here at PTC. He is also one of a very few CAD executives to receive the prestigious CAD Society Leadership Award. So, quick fun fact for some of you in the audience who might not know, but he was also part of the infamous MIT Blackjack team that you might have heard about in movies and books. I personally am still waiting on my one-on-one lesson. Today, he's going to take us through a more detailed look at what you can expect from Onshape in 2022. It is my great pleasure to introduce the General Manager of Onshape, John Hirschtick.
Thank you, Loretta. Onshape was founded with a vision, a dream of what we could build. We knew we could use the full potential of cloud, web, and mobile technology to improve the way that products are developed. We had a vision for the system we could build, a system that would solve many of the problems that we saw you, the product developers of the world, having with the older generation file-based installed CAD and PDM. But we also had a vision for the community we could build. That's you. And I have to say that while our system has turned out wonderfully, it's the Onshape community that makes us so special. And it's your success that gives us a great feeling of success. That's why I'm so excited to be here together with you today for Onshape Live 22, because today is not only a celebration of the strength of our software, but also the strength of you and the whole Onshape community. So let me offer my personal welcome to Onshape Live to all of you. Now here today are, of course, our users, and a special welcome to some particular types of users. First, our Onshape ambassadors, welcome. Our user group leaders, our active forum contributors, and every user of Onshape here today, welcome. Beyond our commercial users, there are a whole bunch of other people in the Onshape community that are also here today. Our Onshape partners, welcome to you. Professors, teachers, students, our friends in the media and analysts community, and of course, PTC employees from the Onshape team, the Arena team, the education team, and many other parts of PTC, including many of the people who actually develop Onshape. So be aware that when you're in any of today's sessions, in addition to the users in the session, some of the people who develop Onshape will be watching the sessions too. So they'll hear the presentations and hear your questions and comments. Some of you have been with us for years, and some of you are brand new to Onshape. No matter where you are in your Onshape journey, you are going to learn a lot today and hopefully have some fun. I know I'm going to do both of those things. We've got a great program today. Loretta showed that awesome agenda. I am excited to attend sessions myself, and a big thank you to all of our speakers today. Now, in the next few minutes in this session, we're going to take a perspective view on all things Onshape, a tour over many of the amazing things that have been happening with our product, with our team, and with you over the past year. We'll also talk about some of the exciting things in store for all of us in 2022. First, let's talk about our product. 2021 was a great year with 16 major Onshape releases. I know you all love as much as I do those new releases every 3 weeks. Last year, we added tons of new functionality, extending the strength and depth of our product with more features in all our core areas: drawings, modeling, assemblies, data management, performance, data import and export, all the core tools that you use every day. Every one of them got better over the past year. Our R&D team grew again substantially last year, adding even more of the talented engineers who deliver these great enhancements to you. Last year's releases included both big new features and lots of the smaller things that we also know are so important to you. You are a huge part of helping us decide what we add to Onshape through your conversations with the people on our team and through the improvement requests you post. Thank you for all of your suggestions and new feature requests, and your patience, and for your kind words on the forum. We really appreciate it. I think the final release of 2021, the one in December of 2021, was particularly exciting to me. Release 1.140 was, I think you'll all agree, the biggest release of 2021, and maybe one of the biggest ones we ever shipped. A key thing about that December release, it was full of the detailed enhancements that you, our users, really care about. I hope you all share the excitement we have at this increased pace at which we're delivering new features, as you saw not only in that December release, but also as you saw in the increased rate of shipment of new features that has continued through our first releases of 2022, and there have already been 3 releases in 2022. So let's turn to our product plans for the rest of 2022. I want to share with you that 2022 is going to be the biggest year ever for the Onshape product. We are going to have a record amount of enhancements, and we like to think about these upcoming enhancements as being in 2 categories, depth and breadth. And when we say depth, we mean adding more functionality into core areas we already have in Onshape, most notably modeling and drawings. In fact, I hope every one of you will be very excited to know that we are planning to increase the rate of shipment of modeling enhancements in 2022 by 50%. So yes, we already have been the fastest evolving product in our industry, but our wonderful team, they decided to aim even higher with this 50% increase plan for modeling in 2022. And that is in addition to the large and growing rate of shipment of other depth enhancements in drawings, in data management, performance, mobile, and just about every other existing aspect of Onshape. So depth is one category of upcoming enhancements. The other category is breadth. Enhancements that take Onshape into whole new areas of functions that you have told us you want and need. 2022 is going to be a fantastic year for expanding the breadth of Onshape into new areas. In our first 3 releases of 2022, we've already shipped 2 big breadth additions. First, we've shipped our long-awaited Frames tool. We also shipped a beta release of rendering via our new Render Studio. So great to see your enthusiastic reactions. Later this year, you'll see the release of simulation. And I think you're going to love how we've built designer-level simulation right into normal Onshape working mode. I love it. Other areas where we're expanding Onshape's breadth include our upcoming PCB Studio for connecting Onshape to ECAD systems and a PLM integration with our sister PTC product, Arena, cloud-native PLM. That integration with Arena is getting rave reviews from customers that have seen early versions of it. And we hope some other great things, even beyond what we are discussing here. Again, 2022 in both depth and breadth is not just another year for our Onshape product. It's going to be our biggest year ever. You all know that Onshape is the world's only cloud-native CAD and data management platform, and that our cloud-native architecture gives us many advantages that you love. But I want you to know that the advantages of our architecture, those aren't a one-time thing. They're not done. You're going to see more and more advantages to you that stem from our cloud-native architecture. The benefits will keep growing. An example, our Render Studio may be the world's only integrated rendering app that offers interactive rendering powered by cloud computing. Other rendering products may use cloud compute, but they don't use it interactively, but rather for batch jobs like back in the old mainframe days. You'll see similar unique benefits of our architecture in simulation and other upcoming Onshape functions. Our cloud-native Onshape architecture is truly a gift that keeps on giving. If you want to learn more about our architecture and how Onshape works, be sure to attend Ilya Barin and Lana Saxonov's Under the Hood session later today at Onshape Live. So that's enough about our products. Now let's talk about your products. We always say and truly believe that our true success is not our success, but it's your success. The great new products that you tell us you deliver better because of Onshape. Some of you tell us you work faster than you ever could. Some of you tell us you get more innovative designs. Some of you tell us that you have saved money on hardware and software licenses and servers. And some of you are getting better products done because you collaborate better with your team, your supply chain, even with your customers. One of the exciting parts of my work is that I get to know so many of you, some of the coolest product developers on the planet, and I get to talk with many of you about how you work and how that's changing. I also get to talk with analysts and consultants in our industry media about what they see and think. I want to take a moment now and share some of what I'm seeing and hearing about how you work. I'm hoping you find it useful. In summary, we're seeing you not just using a new CAD and PDM system when you use Onshape, but working in new ways. As Jim said a few minutes ago, we're seeing agile product development used in the media more and more to talk about hardware product development. Some of you even say, we want to design hardware the way we design software, or we are a startup and we want to work like one. Or we're not a startup, but we want to work like a startup. Whether you call it agile or not, there's so many differences between the old ways of working and the new. Let me highlight a few of them, see if you agree. First, time constants. And again, like Jim said, I used to see you talking about product development tasks in terms of weeks, months, years. Today, you're talking minutes, hours, days for tasks and pace. Another, communication. Used to be, if you want to communicate fast, you used email. But these days, email seems a little slow. These days, fast communication is done via texting, Slack, or other instant discussion tools, or through cloud-native systems like Onshape and Jira and Smart Sheets and Arena that have real-time databases that everyone can see and edit at the same time. No delays or copies. Another thing that's changing, of course, is your location. Used to be people worked at their desks in the office. Today, work from home, work on site, work in the field, work on the factory floor. Work from anywhere, really, and change where you work potentially daily or even multiple times per day, and be prepared to change where you work unexpectedly. And who is on the team and who has access to data? The old way, design data siloed to only core engineers. Today, design data available to everyone on multidisciplinary teams in real time. Another aspect, innovation. And I have to agree with what Jim said. We heard from you in the past that innovation meant working around your processes and tools. Today, innovation is accelerated by your tools, and we like to think Onshape in particular. Finally, a big one, serial versus parallel work. Jim showed this, and I also think it's super important. The old way, a lot of work was serial. One person locks and checks out data while the other people wait. Today, parallel work without locking and checkouts. One more thought. These new ways of working, well, we're talking about them with respect to your product design work, but there are also new ways of working in all sorts of other aspects of your companies. You're being agile in how quickly you change your supply chain, how you change which products you make and don't make, the quantities you make them in, which often change faster and larger than ever. The need for agile process in so many aspects was sort of imposed on all of us as a result of COVID. But the world is not going back.